Democrats and the U.S. House of Representatives have taken another tentative step towards impeaching President Trump. They set out ground rules today amid questions about how ready they are to go further. White House correspondent Yamiche Alcindor has our report.
Today, Democrats insisted, no matter what you call the process, the possibility of impeaching President Trump is still on their minds.
Some call this process an impeachment inquiry. Some call it an impeachment investigation. There's no legal difference between these terms, and I no longer care to argue about the nomenclature.
In a party-line vote, the House Judiciary Committee passed a resolution setting rules for future impeachment investigation hearings. They allow committee staff to question witnesses for an hour. They also let the president's lawyers respond to testimony only in writing. Committee Chairman Jerry Nadler says the move was an important step to an effective impeachment investigation of President Trump.
Let me clear up any remaining doubt. The conduct under investigation poses a threat to our democracy. We have an obligation to respond to this threat, and we are doing so.
But House Republicans called the resolution a political scheme.
So which is it? Are you starting an impeachment investigation or not? Is this just more smoke and mirrors so you can appease the far left?
Will the gentleman yield so he can answer his question?
No, I yield.
So the answer is yes. We are engaged in impeachment investigation.
California Republican Tom McClintock added this.
I dare you to do it. In fact, I double dog dare you to do it. Have the House vote on those 18 words and then go at it. Why won't you do that? It's because you want to give the illusion of impeachment without the reality of it.
Afterwards, Nadler said the panel would be calling former Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski to testify next week. The White House has blocked some testimony from other Trump associates. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Yamiche Alcindor.
The Trump administration began enforcing a new asylum policy today after the U.S. Supreme Court allowed it to take effect nationwide. The change effectively bars most Central American migrants from entering at the U.S. southern border. They first have to seek asylum in a country they passed through. Immigration activists denounced the court order as a death sentence for thousands, and Mexico's foreign secretary also deplored the ruling.
La resolución que tomó ahora la Corte es impresionante.
The court's decision is astonishing in the impact that it is going to have. A court of the United States. So what do we have to do? Create alternatives so people do not have to take on those risks. We're concerned about that.
President Trump tweeted that the High Court's order was a big win, but it's also temporary, pending the ultimate outcome of the legal battle over the policy. The Environmental Protection Agency announced plans today to revoke an Obama-era regulation on protecting wetlands and small streams. The agency said extending federal authority beyond large bodies of water amounted to a, quote, power grab. Environmental groups said the move could threaten drinking water for millions of people. In the Bahamas, meanwhile, officials cut the number of missing in the aftermath of Hurricane Dorian to 1,300. That's roughly half the number given a day earlier. Meanwhile, U.S. officials in Washington announced $4 million in additional humanitarian aid for the islands, for a total of $10 million so far.
There's a long road ahead. I think it is very clear that the U.S., both private sector, charitable, for-profit, and the public sector, stands with the people of the Bahamas, and we're there to help out, and we will be for some time.
The hurricane did an estimated $7 billion in damage across the Bahamas. Forecasters are tracking another tropical system in the Caribbean. It could bring heavy new rain to the Bahamas by tomorrow. Back in this country, the U.S. Department of Education blasted Chicago's public schools for mishandling sexual abuse claims. A department investigation found what it called, quote, tragic and inexcusable problems in the nation's third largest school district. The district has been ordered to overhaul its system for handling student complaints to comply with federal law. Virginia's Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax sued CBS today for defamation, asking for $400 million in damages. The network had aired 2 interviews with women who accused Fairfax of sexual assault. He denied the allegations and says CBS failed to properly investigate and fact-check their stories. The network says it stands by its reporting. Initial findings in a scuba boat fire off Southern California shows all 6 crew members were asleep when flames broke out early on September 2nd. The National Transportation Safety Board reported today on the blaze that killed 34 people. That came as the burned-out hulk was raised to the water's surface. The NTSB says it found no mechanical or electrical problems that started the fire. The governing body of college sports is sounding the alarm over a move in California to let student athletes hire agents and sign endorsements. State lawmakers gave final approval last night to a bill allowing exactly that. The NCAA says it would give California schools an unfair recruiting advantage, and it warns they could be banned from some competitions. The group is urging Governor Gavin Newsom to veto the measure. And on Wall Street today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 45 points to close at 27,182. The Nasdaq rose 24 points, and the S&P 500 added 8.